shot. Show me what you got. Ready or not, you can't stop it. This is how we rock it. And I can see you getting naughty, shaking your body. Welcome to the party with a nuts hang. It's just a rap thing.
And we're back with episode 42 of The Sounds of Struggle. And we have no headline today.
Oh, no Shaun Nasty. No big Shaun Nasty. We could call him.
Could, but his number is long distance.
Yeah, maybe we'll call him later.
I mean, we sold a lot of merch last show, but not that much merch.
Help us out, people. We can call him.
Yeah, buy more of our stuff, and then we could...
At whatamaneuver.net.
We'll end our local shows.
Both.
I mean, you have new masks.
Yes, I do.
Well, not new masks, more masks.
More to sell.
I
New
have-
to me.
I have a lot more of my old school pictures.
I have some pictures. Shaun Martens has pictures. Shaun Martens has Win a Date with Shaun Martens, where you can buy a date with him. I have no idea if that's a thing, but I'm going to promote it like it is. Win a date with Shaun Martens. $50. And he'll take you to dinner. For $50.
For $50, you can take me to dinner.
Hell, I'll give him half that and I'll pay.
I'll take you to McDonald's, and after $40 that you have left in your pocket, I'll just take it and leave.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm a bad date.
Me too.
I'm married. What do you expect me to do?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna put out. Well, it depends.
I will. I'm a whore. Especially on the first date.
Well, I mean, the first one's that's a first impression.
Exactly.
So, I'm gonna just nip this one in the ass right away.
Sure.
Right before we started a recording, we got a text message from Mike, the ref, saying,
I saw that goober yesterday.
which, we're recording on your birthday. I'm gonna wish you happy birthday, but then you just send out a really dumb text saying, I guess the final numbers are in, and Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor didn't break the actual pay-per-view record. And then it's like, yeah, no shit. Without the refunds, they kind of reported that.
There was refunds?
Yeah, because it all skipped and the delays and time zones, so people got refunded because it didn't work.
Oh. I did not know that.
Oh, you also didn't really give a two rat's ass about the fight.
Well, I kind of, but not enough to watch it. But
Yeah. So. But, I mean...
Speaking of that, we can actually stay with that subject. This whole big fight that just happened, Triple G versus Canelo. Apparently the whole fight was fixed, and there was like some, I wouldn't say tampering, but the judges called it very wrong, and I guess that's been a big black mark against boxing.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of ironic that all the boxing purists who said that Conor McGregor was going to ruin the sport for them, and then their own judge ruins it for them. Like the next fight.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, this fight was in Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Vegas has it. I mean, it's not boxing judges. It's the athletic commission that appoints the judges. But, needless to say, yeah, it's not like this is the first time we heard a boxing fight was fixed.
No, boxing's probably one of the most, if not the most crooked sport there is.
Yeah.
It's probably why a lot of them take place in Vegas.
What? Why?
Because the whole place is run by gangsters.
You shut the front door.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Never would have thought that Vegas would have been a town where the wrong thing happened so the city would make a buck.
Pretty sure that's how it was founded. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, let's just call a spade here when it comes down
JJ.
to... Well, no, because it's... I mean, this one ain't gonna get laid. But, no, I mean, boxing has to be one of the biggest jokes of a ran organization outside of the NBA.
Yes.
And Major League Baseball.
Yes.
But, I mean, in all honesty, I mean, everyone was talking about how Mayweather's 50th win came against a non-boxer. Should that be an asterisk so he's not 50-0? But let's face it.
He put up a better fight than the last few competitors.
But a lot of the early fights that some of these guys have are gimme fights just so they can get the numbers up so they look more credible in these type of matches.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, they definitely stack the deck.
I mean, it's not...
Stack the deck.
It's not like they're...
Fuck.
Like the Anderson Silvas or whatever, when they're like 3 fights in the UFC, they're fighting for the title and then fighting top 10 guys for the rest of their career.
I don't know if he did that at the end of his career.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of these guys are still top 10 for the most part.
Yeah, okay.
But, I mean, for 3 years, that guy was active. More active than a boxer.
That's very true. That is very true.
And I think we both would say that, you know, an MMA fight is way more damaging.
Oh, yes. Speaking of damaging MMA fighting, Bisping has come out and I guess reported that this fight with GSP, he hasn't said it, but he's alluded this might be his last.
You know, I really hope it's a draw and no one wins.
Yes.
Because then they both can just get out of the sport. Because GSP already said that if he doesn't win, he's probably going to hang it up.
Didn't he kind of already, though?
Well, yeah, but then why come back? Clearly you're just coming back for fame and money, and then you want to leave again.
Pulling the old Lesnar!
Well, not really. It's just, it's no different than, you know, The Rock. Or it's no different than...
Who?
The guy called Dwayne.
I've never seen him wrestle before.
But I mean, at the same time, like, I just have no time to watch or care about these guys when they say, oh, if I lose, I'm done, because I have no more passion, I'm just here for the payday.
They lost their smiles.
Yeah, but if one of them were the Shawn Michaels of their sport, fine.
Sure. Couldn't you argue at one point that GSP was, kind of?
No. Because he was boring to watch. At least Shawn Michaels was one of the most entertaining wrestlers when he was champion.
Fair enough. Even when he wasn't champion.
No, because Anderson Silva was way better than GSP.
Fair enough.
I'd say Anderson Silva is the Shawn Michaels of MMA.
I would say Conor McGregor.
No, he hasn't had the longevity yet.
Yet.
That's why I wouldn't put him there.
Fair enough.
And I'd say the same thing about Ronda Rousey. She won't be the greatest thing in MMA because of that. She wasn't really there for that long.
There was a point in time that you could maybe think about it, but not so much now.
I would say in about a year or two, she won't even be registered as the greatest female fighter in UFC.
Probably not.
But then again, it's not like she has much competition right now.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
A couple things in basketball, of all things.
Dwayne Wade
got bought by the Bulls.
And he's reportedly signing a 1-year deal with the Cavs.
That's what I've heard. That or Oklahoma City.
Oh,
it's also top runnings.
I actually read a thing on TSN today saying that he has agreed to a 1-year deal with Cleveland.
Well, there we go.
So
1-year deal with Cleveland.
Think about it.
Talk about another super team. Looks like there's like 3 or 4 of them out there now.
It's not a super team with Dwayne Wade.
I'm just saying, you got some big names on a couple different teams.
And they traded somebody better.
Yeah, that's true.
If anything, I think they got worse. Because I just don't think Dwayne Wade is as competitive as Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, whatever.
And then when you go against Golden State, you're just, you know.
Speaking of Golden State,
they're just going to get murdered.
Have you heard the whole thing with Trump uninviting Steph Curry?
What? You mean Donald Trump has, in the last week, created some headlines?
Oh, yeah, with Sports World, absolutely. Because, I mean, you have a country to run, so what do? You pick on sports people.
But,
so...
Okay, can I play a little bit of devil's advocate here?
Sure.
As a president of the United States, wouldn't you be a little pissed off if guys weren't standing up and saluting the national anthem and the flag?
We're going to get this in a minute, but my short answer is no.
Because I look at it in one way of, no matter what your reason is, that flag and that anthem has a historic meaning to it.
Oh, yeah.
And the people that you're not saluting for are the people that gave you the freedom to have this freedom of speech and expression right now.
Yeah. But again, my short answer is no, because I want to get into this in a minute. But basically, yeah, the whole team said, yeah, well, he's not invited, so none of us are coming. Which, you know, good for them for standing up for their teammate.
See, I can understand guys not wanting to go see the Trump, because I can understand people not respecting, him as the president. the one thing that people have to do is just accept it. He's the president.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like him or
go
not.
on to Twitter as much as you want. He's still your fucking president.
Yeah. Like him as much as you, or like him, hate him, whatever. I mean, he's the guy for at least another 3 years.
And I highly doubt the Golden State Warriors will just be lining up to go see Hillary.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not.
I mean,
Whatever.
but I mean, I can't blame the President of the United States of America for wanting people to respect the flag and the national anthem. However, the extreme ways he's going about it, if you don't, is where I have an issue with Donald Trump. Don't get that. I mean, I went to the Oilers game last night. I stood up and I respected both the Canadian national anthem, and I don't agree with Trump. I'm just saying. There's different ways to go about it, people.
I agree. And well, let's get into this. The entire Steelers team didn't come out for the, except for a gentleman named Alejandro Villanova, who apparently was a former U.S. Army Ranger.
Yeah. Which,
Good for him.
You know what? This is actually what I found funny, because Ben Roethlisberger actually came out and said they wish they would have approached it differently. I have two things to say about that comment. One, no shit, Ben. I think everyone could be handling the situation differently. And two, you couldn't have thought about that a day prior?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, how old are you? I mean, you can go and get two rape charges put against you, but you can't think this one through?
Yeah.
And two, I mean, you have a former Army guy on your team. You can't stand behind him?
Yeah, and I heard the reason was because the coach didn't want to be a part of all this drama and bullshit going on, so they just weren't going to go out. That just seems like it's a bad idea, because that just kind of... That's like the opposite of what you're doing. You don't want to be a part of it, so no one even goes out for it? That makes no sense at all.
Okay, I actually want to hear what Obama's reaction to this whole kneeling and stuff is, because if the only black president would be for you standing and respecting the anthem anyway, then why are all of these African Americans being so disrespectful to the national anthem and their flag just because of their hatred for Trump?
See, it's actually started at the very end of Obama's tenure.
Yeah. But like
I can
understand that point, but it feels like a lot of this is going towards how people don't like Trump.
Oh, absolutely.
And their belief system in America is definitely making them look idiotic right now.
Yeah.
Because if you're proud for being an American, you should stand up and honor the flag, and you should honor the anthem.
Now, here's something I actually talked to some people about. They actually agree with me. They used to actually do the Canadian anthem and like U.S. anthem when you go to like things like, musicals and plays and stuff. They stopped doing that. So for the time being, should they just stop doing the national anthem at sports events?
No.
That would kill everything.
No. I absolutely think it's a disgrace that they stopped playing anthems, to be honest. People need to understand that they wouldn't have the platform they do today if it wasn't for the people that came before them.
Yes.
And the people that came before them sacrificed, whether it's their lives, their families, their standard of living, or everything, to ensure that other people had a better standard of living, a better life, better opportunity.
Now, my one point I want to point out is the fact that there's actually an amendment that was written or came to pass in 1943 saying, even if you're at the time, conscientious objector to the war or whatever else, you don't get based your patriotism, whatever, by not standing for the flag. You don't have to. At any point in time, it's not considered any less by not standing, not saying, doing whatever. But for some reason now, because of this whole Trump thing, him making a giant deal of it, I think has made it that much worse.
I don't think disliking Trump in his extreme ways is legitimate enough for you to look away and not respect the people that fought for your opportunity today.
And you know what? No,
And that's exactly how I look standing and looking at the flag during the national anthem, singing the national anthem, putting your hand over your heart for it.
that I don't do.
No, but I'm just like, if you're...
Removing your hat.
Yes. If you're a proud American Canadian, you do it because for that reason. Show a different way that you don't like Trump. Stop with the anthem and the flag, because Donald Trump doesn't represent what America was. He represents what the parliament is right now, but he does not represent America as a whole. The people do.
Yeah.
And I think the people need to find a different reason
I'm just hoping
to express themselves here against Trump, because they are showing a lot of disrespect to the people that came before them.
I want this whole thing to end soon, just simply because people in Canada are like, this is so disrespectful, or this is so respectful, whatever, and they're picking sides. Like, this has nothing to do with us.
No,
This
not at all.
literally, there's nothing we can do. Why are you getting so involved in this?
To be honest, I think it's getting pretty close here, though.
Yeah. All I can do is worry about myself, and people don't want to stand. That's them. I don't care. I'm going to just completely ignore it all, because it's just stupid.
It's not like we haven't had any change to, the Canadian anthem or...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
I have only ever known one anthem, and I will only ever sing one anthem.
Actually, we never had just the one. I mean, we had the Union Jack as a flag before.
That's true. We actually had I think it's the Ontario flag was at one point our flag for all of Canada.
So,
But anyways, fuck the Buffalo Bills. And this goes directly to Mike the Ref. I'm going to read a little excerpt here.
And your old roommate?
Yeah, my old roommate. Fuck them. Because of the Buffalo Bills, Kim Kardashian is a pop icon. Let me explain.
Oh, you do. I'm going to check my fantasy right now.
You do. The Buffalo Bills barely lost a game in the 1970s by missing one bad pass for a touchdown. That loss allowed them to acquire first pick in the draft, which was O.J. Simpson. O.J. stayed in Buffalo for a while. He meets his wife, then allegedly kills her. Because of that, he hires Robert Kardashian to be his lawyer. They win the case, making the Kardashian name somewhat famous. Then Kim drops a sex tape, becomes famous. So basically, the 1970s Buffalo Bills are the reason to have to deal with the Kardashians today. Because if they had won that game, they wouldn't have had the first round pick, so OJ would never have met Nicole, thus never had a chance to allegedly kill her, preventing the entire Kardashian family from ever being a sliver of a subject in modern culture. Damn you, Buffalo Bills. Damn you. So, thanks for everyone who cheers for the Buffalo Bills. You've caused this. This is your fault. I hope you're happy.
Interesting.
Right? Baseball! Blue Jays are gone. They're gone. Now, does Batista come back?
I hope to God no.
Because...
He's actually part of the reason why I dropped the Blue Jays as my favorite baseball team.
Oh, so who you cheering for now?
Whoever Harper plays for.
Whoever wins.
No, whoever Harper plays for.
Who's he play for now?
Washington.
Oh, okay. Speaking of people that play for things, Aaron Judge just beat the rookie home run record. 50.
Yeah, for the Yankees, though.
I thought it was overall.
I don't think it was overall. I think it's just for the Yankees.
I thought it said on TSN that it was overall. He has, like, Mark McGwire had 49, and then he beat that. He tied it and beat it in the same game. But anyways, good for him.
No, if they mentioned Mike McGwire, then yeah, it would have been all time, because McGwire never played for the Yankees.
Yeah. But
I think he started off with Oakland.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And then he went to St. Louis.
Yeah. Goins ended up having a hidden ball play followed by a grand slam.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's been a while since I've seen one of those. Either one, really. So that was funny. And Minnesota guy bunted and ended up turning it into a home run.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was hilarious. Look that up if you want a good laugh. I was against, I think, the Detroit Tigers.
Well, if you want a good laugh, just watch the Blue Jays at all this year.
Yeah, they pretty much shot themselves in the dick several times.
Actually, there's also a play where batter hit the ball bounces off the outfielder's head and then went out of the park. That was pretty funny.
Yes, that was pretty
I
good.
mean, some of the misplays this year have been quite entertaining.
Yeah. Hockey! You know what? NBC and NBCSN have come out and said they will not show any NHL games during the Olympics as a way to protest, because everyone's got to protest nowadays the fact that NHL players are not going this year. So they're not going to be making more money.
No, if anything, they're going to lose a lot of money, and I bet you as you get closer to the Olympics, that changes.
That would not surprise
Because
me.
if they have a contract to play the games, they can't get out of that contract, and NHL can sue them for a breach of contract.
That's very, very true.
So I bet you anything, they're just trying to bluff a hand, and they're going to get called.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to watch the Olympics because I want to see how bad we do.
I actually am curious to see who makes the team, but at the same time, this is actually one time where the hockey isn't going to draw me to the Olympics.
No.
I'm actually not really looking forward to the Olympics.
I don't really care. I'm not much of a guy who watches the Olympics as is, with pretty much the hockey before, and now it's like,
And usually sometimes the hockey was at stupid times. Because I remember we were in Lethbridge after a show, and we had to get up at like 3 a.m. just to watch the Canadian
yeah, but
Olympic.
that was because it was in Russia.
Yeah, but still, when you're partying till like 1 and you have to drive 5 hours, I wanted to sleep.
That was a good night. We basically went and slept for like an hour and a half, got up and watched the game, pretty much still drunk.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
I don't know what was spinning more, my head or the Olympic gold medals. Woo, 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 because we won them.
Yeah, we did.
So their defense was amazing.
Yes, they were fantastic. They were a little bit of all right.
Our defense was struggle-issues.
Yes, they were.
They were perfect, too.
Hey, remember last week when we talked about Joffrey Lupul standing up for himself?
Yeah, you apologized.
Yeah.
Little bitch.
Apologize for track statements. So, you still like him?
NHL is actually giving him a second opinion. I actually saw this coming just because you knew if anybody badmouthed the big bad Maple Leafs that, especially Don Cherry, because oh my God, is everything that comes out of his mouth just the gospel in Canada.
Sure.
I really hope to God that guy gets hit by a stroke.
That got dark.
Well, it's just he's such a fucking tool.
He's a goober. Don't get. I have never liked him. I liked his movies.
I'm kidding about the stroke part, but I just want him to just
Shut up.
fuck off.
Yeah.
And like understand that he doesn't know everything in hockey.
I think it's funny as hell that he played maybe a handful of games in the NHL, mostly an AHL career, and he comes off like he's been there, done that, done it all. Even his coaching career,
Like
subpar.
Didn't he also coach a team that had like a line brawl with the frickin' fans?
Yeah, that might have been his team.
That was the Bruins, and he coached
It
Boston.
might have been. I can't remember what year that was.
He also played on.
I know he didn't coach a hell of a lot in the NHL either. That's the thing. I think he ended up coaching most of his career in Rochester.
He coached a lot in the NHL.
Well, from what I remember, he coached a lot.
He coached a lot in
Rochester
Boston.
and AHL.
But I mean,
But
that's
a few years in Boston.
to me, he was always one of those guys that just piggybacked on his pro career and then never let people forget that. And then he got a show. And then
Which, don't get me wrong.
And then got famous doing the VHS tapes.
Don't get me wrong, I love the movies. I do. Watched them all the time growing up. But,
You don't
really care about what he
you don't
says.
really watch it for him, though. You watch it to see the cool highlights and the hits.
absolutely. Hits, goals, saves, playoffs.
I think his dog made more of
Fights.
an impression on the movies than he did.
True. There's been a slew of suspensions coming out recently in the preseason, eh?
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm going to say, because I was at the Oilers Hurricane game last night.
How was that?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I made the joke that Pugliarvi might be having an issue with the language of English after last night's game. I think he's having an issue with the language of hockey.
Well, that's not good. That's all I can speak here.
No, can't. I hope not.
That's bad.
Let's just say from a guy from Finland, you need to work on your Finnish, buddy.
Yeah.
But the slashing, they're cracking down on that hard, and it's absolutely annoying.
Well, I mean, I guess they'll get used to it as the season goes on.
The only thing I want to know is if they're going to call this amount of slashing calls, I better see Sidney Crosby's ass in the box more.
Yeah?
Because this is getting ridiculous. Like, there's a difference between a love tap and a slash, and I think the officials need to learn the difference.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe the rule changed so that a love tap now is a slash.
Well, and that's just the thing. To me, I always thought a penalty was an infraction if it changed the play or changed the scoring play. Like, so if you slashed a guy and he lost the puck, okay, that's a penalty. But if the guy gave him a little love tap and it hits him on the elbow pad and the guy keeps skating through it, why is that a penalty?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy.
Like, it's making the game slower and you're taking away the flow of the game.
Yeah.
I hope this gets corrected by the beginning of the season. I hope they just let things a little bit more go.
Yeah. So you hear that the Coyotes are going to retire Shane Doan's number whenever he wants?
Yeah, and Tampa's going to
do Le Cavalier. Against the Kings, actually, which kind of works. He played there, too.
Yeah, I don't know why the Kings are. It's like, yeah, we're also going to...
No, it's not the Kings retiring. It's just when they play against the Kings.
Oh, yeah, because he did end his career in LA. Yeah.
So that's, I mean, Le Cavalier, I get he was kind of a staple for the Lightning. I get that.
Oh, yeah, it was the captain when they won their cup.
Doan, I get that as well.
Or pretty much the face of the team when they won the cup. Sorry.
I mean, Doan, I get as well, but at the same time, I don't know, I'm really against the whole retiring numbers. Like, why not just honor it? You know, anyone can still use that number on that team, but just honor it.
Well, there's 99 numbers you can use.
No, 98.
No. You can be 0. You just can't be double 0.
Sure?
Yeah.
Why is no one 0 then? You would have thought someone was
Because why would you want to be 0?
Because no one else is?
So?
It'd be different.
There's a lot of numbers. You can play for the Canadians and probably wear a number nobody else will ever wear.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of the Canadians... Apparently, the NHL has retroactively awarded Maurice Richard an assist on toe blade goal from November 4th, 1945.
Yeah, because isn't its total now up to like 966 or something?
For career points and 422 for career assists. My question is, how and why the fuck did it take them this long? Like, did they suddenly let's watch this one play? Oh yeah, it actually was his.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of records that weren't exactly easy to get.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point... Does it matter? That was 1945.
Hey, at least they care about their history.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And they want to make it right, so.
Yeah. Speaking of history, the Vegas Golden Knights put in the list of the season ticket holders' names in the ice.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool. They're also going to unveil who the mascot is at FanFest coming up.
Isn't it Celine Dion?
I was going to say, what could the mascot be? Are we taking? We should take some bets here. Let's think of one it could actually be, and then
maybe it's a steak.
Yeah. I was thinking, for a real one, it could be the Black Knight off of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Maybe it's Ryback. Maybe that's his new job.
And maybe I was thinking, some
this just did. Ryback now owns the Vegas Golden Knights.
Wayne Newton could be the mascot. Comes singing. That's another thing. What crazy gimmick nights could they have, and what would they give away? Instead of bobbleheads, would they give you tickets to, Penn and Teller show?
Maybe they give you those, the cards where you can get laid.
Oh, just a bunch of those stripper cards?
Yeah. Well, they're not even strippers. It's like, here, pay $39 and this escort will come to your door, and then, with extra fees, she will, tell you have a small hairline fracture.
You imagine that, the Vegas Golden Knights score 5 or more goals. Everyone gets a free piece of pizza and a lap dance.
I'd go to games.
You're damn right I would too. That'd be interesting.
I mean, with you, obviously, because I'd get in trouble with the wife.
Why? She gets a lap dance too.
Yeah, but then I have to watch it.
So?
I want to.
Oh, well then, get two.
I'm greedy.
Yeah, fair enough. Apparently the Penguins are actually going to the White House. They're not going to be like other teams and...
Yeah, because a lot of them are Canadian, so why would they care?
You know what? And actually, a lot of the guys who are American are actually saying, yeah, why wouldn't we go? It's an honor to go to the White House. Doesn't matter who's there.
What's Kessel?
It's about going.
He doesn't care.
And actually the coach, Mike Sullivan? Oh. Yeah. But there's actually a lot of people in Canada, out in the East Coast, who are throwing hatred towards Sidney Crosby because how dare he be, was it morally coward and go to the White House? Who the fuck are you? Shut the fuck up. First of all, you live in the East Coast. That's your first problem. Second of all, it doesn't involve you. Third of all, we're Canadian. Shut the fuck up. It's American politics.
Well, I guess he's pretty much an American citizen now.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I think he probably looks at it and says, hey, look, I make a lot of money.
I make like $8 million a year
to play hockey in the United States of America, and I'm pretty fortunate in life. So one of the perks is we get to go to the White House, which is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, most people will never go there.
And we get to meet the dude from The Apprentice. So
we get to meet the dude who made a cameo on Home Alone 2.
We get to see the guy who quite possibly takes the worst Stone Cold Stunner
of all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Celebrity Wing.
Stays in it.
I know, just...
I agree.
Just gotta be accurate.
Yeah.
I mean...
what else happened? There's this whole thing about 25 years ago, Manon Remu, or I don't know how to say her
Manon
name.
Remu.
Yeah, she debuted and did that one period in the preseason game.
Yeah, she had a period.
Do you think it's ever going to happen again?
She had a period.
Yeah, right? What a shock.
She played one game.
In preseason for the Lightning.
I know.
So my question, will it ever happen again?
I'm actually I was actually thinking that Zabatados chick a couple years ago might have done it. But
now, do you think it'd only be goalie? Do you think you can actually get a player out there?
Well, if any player would have, it would have been Haley Wickenheiser. And if she couldn't, I don't think anyone will.
No, I'm not going to say no, but I mean, pretty unlikely. I think maybe if like a team opens up a new market and say, I don't know, like Seattle or something, they need to boost because they're just doing terrible. Maybe a preseason game like that, maybe. That's what the Lightning did.
Yeah. But I mean, it was also the Lightning. Back when they were...
Lightning.
Yeah.
94, 95, something like that.
I mean...
Whatever it was.
So, I mean, it didn't take much to make that team.
Yeah. Mika Zibanejad. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Did you know he has 2 singles out? He sings? Yeah. That's a thing.
I did know that, actually.
I had no idea. His second single just released released earlier this summer. He's a singer. The fuck?
Well, if Drake can be known as a musician, why can't anybody?
I was going to say Kanye West, but yeah, sure.
Well, I'm just going with Canadian ones.
Okay, sure. Celine Dion.
Hey,
she's an icon.
She had the Titanic song.
Great, you get to screech and watch it go down. She's the reason it fucking crashed.
Well, and Leonardo DiCaprio's on it. I'd fucking want to, crash if I was a ship too. Actually, I think I do have a good picture that described it. The ship just truly was very attractive to the iceberg and said, you know what? I'd hit it.
I saw another one like that saying it nominated all its passengers for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. That's funny. Bad, but funny. Roman Josi, the new captain of the Preds.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty smart. I know people were like, well, why not Subban? Like, no.
I actually thought it was going to be Ellis. I'm not going to lie.
I didn't think so, no, because I think he'll be a good alternate. But he's out most of the season.
Yeah, and that was kind of the thing.
But I think this year Subban gets an A. I don't think he deserves a C.
Well, I mean, I think he is a leader on that team.
Oh, a leader, yes, not the.
And he is the amount of stuff he does for the community that he plays in. I mean, we as fans, we might not, don't get me wrong. I think I'd definitely have him on my team if I had the opportunity. But at the same time, I mean, we're not in the locker room. We don't know the impact he has.
That's true. And I think,
and also take into account that they lost James Neal to the expansion draft, so they also have that opening as well. So
yeah, I think I give him an A, but I think Roman Josi's been there longer.
I think Ellis takes an A when he gets back.
I could say that, yeah. And lastly, Brian Boyle has been diagnosed with a type of leukemia.
Right.
I would say.
Does he still play for Toronto?
Last I heard, no, he's in New Jersey now. He got traded in the offseason or signed in the offseason.
Yeah, signed. Yeah.
I would say that's, very, very upsetting and bad, but
I blame Taylor Hall for this.
I'm not even going to say that I'm worried about it because we've had several players get leukemia and come back. I mean, obviously, it's not like guarantee, but it's early.
Did Koivu have it?
Koivu had it.
I yawned. What are you going to do about it?
Lemieux had it.
Well, yeah. Lemieux's kind of a different story, though.
His was pretty severe, actually.
But he's also a freak of nature.
Yeah. But overall, it's early detection.
It's like Brock Lesnar getting diverticulosis and then coming back and beating Shane Carwin.
Yeah. Right.
Freak of nature.
The fact that it's early detection, the fact that it's a type of leukemia that seems fairly treatable. I mean, the fact they caught it early is probably a good thing.
I think that that also goes to show that hockey players they're around medical staff every day.
Yeah.
Even when they're in the off season, they're around the medical staff quite often because a lot of people like to train at the facility. So the fact that he caught this is on top of it right now, that's a good sign for him.
Very.
And the fact that he's in good shape because he plays professional hockey, I think it's gonna be.
I think it's gonna work out.
Yeah, I do have a lot of faith in his future, and I'm gonna say that Brian Boyle plays hockey this year.
I don't think he'll play this year. I think this year he won't. I think next year he will. It seems to take about a full year. Because by the time he's done whatever, it's like chemo or radiation, whatever it is, your body's pretty beat up. You're going to need a couple months to heal and whatnot. So.
Yeah, but I mean, this is well before the season started. Like a good month before.
That is true.
So, he has the time. And take into account the season ends in April.
That's true. And I mean, if somehow the Devils pull out something and go into the playoffs, maybe he could come back.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's, if he can get it beat by the end of the year, I don't see why April he can't play one game.
That's true. That is true.
But that's only if everything goes well.
Yeah. Anyways, on to happier subjects, such as No Mercy. You watch it?
It actually wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. There's a couple matches I had high hopes for that I wouldn't say I was disappointed by.
There were definitely some matches that had results that just made me shake my head.
Yep.
But needless to say, I wasn't exactly disappointed with it.
Yeah. We got to see some new toothless aggression.
No, you know what? He actually didn't lose his teeth.
No, it actually went inside his gums, which is disgusting.
And then he ended up just stealing the match. See, and that was
impressive.
That was one match that I honestly just don't understand. If you're going to allow your heels to get that much in, why do they get a clean pin on them? Why do they lose cleanly?
I don't know.
That's one thing I just don't understand. I just don't understand why you made the champions take so much beat down, take so much moves, and then it was boom. One knee, one DDT, it's over. I just thought it was a little bit built up to the point where it's like I expected the finish to be a little bit more than what I saw.
Okay.
But at the same time, I would have preferred to see the team that had two former world champions be a little bit more competitive.
Not squeak by.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do, and it's not like this. If this was their SummerSlam match,
yes,
and that's how they won, okay. But now that they've been around for a while, they've been together, and it's not like they needed a lot of time to,
no.
Oh yeah, we know what each other are doing now. No, they have that. They have this chemistry before.
Yeah, and it's just the fact that there are some sweet things, like they go to do the finish from SummerSlam,
yeah.
and Cesaro turns into a powerbomb of Seth Rollins on Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
I thought that was it. I was convinced that was it. And then it actually got me invested, and then the end was kind of like, okay, I guess.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you had all these crazy false finishes, and then the finish itself was kind of a dud.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I just don't understand what that does for Cesaro and Sheamus moving forward when it's like, okay, we just lost cleanly, even though we just showed that we belong in this kind of circle.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, it also goes back that I do believe that the next pay-per-view, which, I believe, okay, what did they
TLC.
say? Yeah, TLC. I do think that they should have a 4-team ladder match for the tag titles.
I'd say it's the Bar. It's 2/3 of the Shield. It's
Gallows and Anderson.
Gallows and Anderson.
And I would have put the Hardys had Jeff Hardy not been diagnosed with a torn rotator cuff in his shoulder.
Which is funny because when they showed it, I'm like, they're just kidding. And then I look it up, I'm like, oh no, he's legitimately hurt.
Yeah, that's a 6 to 9 month.
Yeah.
He's missing Mania.
I'm just saying, that's like, wow. Like the way he fell, it didn't look bad at all. It shows that I guess it can get hurt anyway.
And this is exactly what I do right away. I would start having Matt Hardy and Dash Wilder do some matches until you see Dawson come back and they take him out.
And then they can come back broken?
Exactly. And then the revival all of a sudden just boom, they're right back in there.
Yeah.
And they kind of have that
Dash,
fresh
he's got to be starting to get close to come back, shouldn't he?
December.
Oh, December.
December's what I hear. But no, in all honesty, the 4th team I would now put, and given the way that this kind of shaped, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas.
They did really well together on that last night on Raw. I was really impressed with how well they worked together.
And then if you were to do a Mr. Raj versus Shield, which is kind of what we were getting shown with on Raw, then it makes sense. Then when you can have Roman Reigns versus Miz for the Intercontinental title.
Speaking of which, I kind of like the fact he's not the main title. I like that.
Well, it's kind of hard when the main champion's not there.
But still, I kind of like it.
Yeah. But at the same time, the Miz, #1 heel right now.
Oh, yeah.
And, but yeah, then you have the other 2/3 against the other 2/3, so it's all wrapped together.
Big ol' 6-man tag fuckery.
And this way, if you want to take the titles off Ambrose and Rollins, you can do it very easily.
Yep.
But that's just me looking at things.
Speaking of Miz, what do you think of his match against Jason Jordan? That's it. Are you bored of Jason Jordan? Because I am. I am very just bored of.
I am.
His promo was terrible.
Yeah. Here's my thing with Jason Jordan. He is doing everything he can with what he has in a position that he's honestly not prepared for. And he's being put into that position. The fans are rejecting him.
Yep.
I do not dislike Jason Jordan as a performer. I was very, very impressed with his matches with Roman Reigns and John Cena.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Technically speaking, he's very good.
Yeah.
But, as you said, you got thrown into it, and I don't care.
It makes you wonder, why did they break up American Alpha?
Yep.
What was the actual point?
Maybe they were hoping to cash in on Angle's name and thought it would be bigger than it is.
So I honestly think the best thing they could do right now with Jason Jordan is an injury storyline.
I'd say take him off TV for 2 weeks and then bring him back as if the Angle storyline never happened.
No, because
it is wrestling.
You can't go back in time. Not with today's day and age. No. You won't. Just forget it. People will bring it up on social media too much. But you gotta do some in all honesty, him even joining the Mr. Raj or something like that wouldn't be the worst case scenario.
I can see that.
But at the same time, he's not a heel. He just doesn't have that. The one thing I didn't buy when he's doing his, when he belly to bellied, I believe it was Bo Dallas into Axel and Miz at the pay-per-view, and he does this all like he's not. I just didn't buy that.
Yeah.
I didn't buy the fact that he was angry. He doesn't have that anger or that killer instinct in him.
No.
So it's to the point where it's okay if he gets an Intercontinental shot, then you're really making a mistake here because there's a lot of guys that should be in that position. And the fact that now Roman Reigns is against The Miz for the Intercontinental title next week on Raw, I think that just elevates that title.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm not bored of him, but I'm also very I don't know, it is what it is. You can't hate him for what he's doing because we all knew that he wasn't ready yet.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. What about the women's match? I'm going to say right at the top, props to Nia Jax. I've never seen her actually sell that much and look that, like, the powerbomb onto the floor.
See, I actually thought they could have improved that. I don't understand why she switched her hands from the top rope to the middle rope. Because then if she would have had it on the top rope, they actually could have picked her up and then put her down a little bit better.
Wow. Point is, I was very impressed with what she took.
I also
she doesn't.
I also don't understand why you needed to bring Bayley back all of a sudden just to have her take the pin, and then boom, and then the next day on Raw, she's like, oh, we'll put her over on the tag match. It's almost like they don't know what they're doing with the long picture in that division.
What was the tag? It was Emma and...
It was Emma and Nia against... Oh, no. Yeah, Emma and Nia against Sasha and Bayley.
Okay. What happened to Sasha in the match? Because I didn't notice her get taken out, and then suddenly she just wasn't there.
Oh, you mean on the one on Raw?
No, on the 5-way elimination.
Oh, on the 5-way, I think... well, because obviously she and Bayley were, going back and forth on pins. Yeah. And then I think Nia came in and hit them with something. Okay. Like a splash or something, so I just took her out, and then... Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, I'd actually have to rewatch that. I didn't watch the finish too closely. I just knew I didn't understand why... it would... Well, I mean, I guess the reason why is because you don't want Sasha taking the pin.
I thought doing it this way and having Bayley come back take the pin would set up Sasha turning on Bayley, starting a feud between the two.
Yeah.
As Sasha's a heel, which would be good.
I think eventually that's what you're going to see, because I think Asuka's making her debut against Alexa Bliss.
Well, see, as of right now, we don't know it for sure, but I mean...
I think you're going to see probably Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James at TLC.
Yeah.
And then Asuka, comes out. Either she comes out after the match, or I can see Asuka against Emma.
Yeah. Put Asuka against somebody that can get her.
Yeah,
put her over.
Just one of those. Okay, here you go. Here's the match for you, and then boom. That means I believe that you're gonna see a women's match. I think on the pre-show for TLC, because I don't think they put 2 or 3 in there.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they don't have 2 or 3. Maybe they just keep one for Raw.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, yeah, I definitely liked the... I still think the crowning achievement for Nia Jax is winning the title at Mania. I think that's going to be the goal.
I can see that, but if Asuka's coming up now, do you think Nia Jax is the one to finally break it? Because, I mean, she is by far the biggest lady in the division. And they built her like a monster for so long, and Vince does like his monsters.
I don't know. It's going to be one of those interesting things because Vince doesn't necessarily use NXT talents the same way Triple H did.
That's true.
We saw.
Maybe she'll come up and she'll job for like ever. That would be funny.
I don't know. It'd be very curious to see what they do with her. I don't know who's going to be the first one that beats her, because I can see a heel Sasha doing it, or I can see Nia doing it. But at the same time, I just don't see them doing it quickly.
Fair enough. Makes sense. What about the what's left? The cruiserweight match. I mean, I thought that just a straight up nut shot was just very anticlimactic.
I liked it for what they ended up doing with the two the next night on Raw.
Yeah, they did, I think, salvage it. You're right.
I think that finish, one, I thought it was very interesting, and it was very Eddie Guerrero-esque, just a little dirtier.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't actually hate the finish, because if you're Enzo and you know you can't go hold for hold with Neville, you play mind games.
Yeah.
And then you take a cheap way.
And maybe if he had that come across a little better, I would have appreciated it more. but it kind of just seemed like he was getting his ass beat, and then kicked him in the nuts, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like was how long the match was.
That might have been part of it for me as well.
I thought it honestly should have been Enzo, tried to get a couple things off, couldn't. I thought Neville made Enzo look very well in this match.
Yes, that's true.
I also think Neville did exactly what any guy should do when you're doing the honors for someone and make him look better than what he was when he walked in.
Yeah.
And now when they it felt like they switched the two, even though the crowd didn't really turn on Enzo, but the Cruiserweight division turned on Enzo.
Yeah.
And then it became, now Neville is kind of the guy the division kind of looks up to, which is weird.
Yeah. They looked up to him, and then they looked down upon him the next night after Raw.
So, but at the same time, they followed his lead, and then he acted like he actually was the king of the Cruiserweight division.
And which we saw Braun try to join 205 Live, apparently.
Well, that was after Raw, and that was just...
That's funny. That's good old-fashioned fun.
That was back when, Austin was in his heyday, and he'd always do that fun stuff after the show ends.
Yeah. I really like Braun.
I miss stuff like that, and I think it's cool to see, your big monster who just, wrestled the Universal Champion, kind of interacting with some of your smaller guys.
Yeah.
I think a little bit more of that should be done. I would love to see a little bit more interaction with the cruiserweights and the main roster guys, just to kind of help elevate the kind of the status of the cruiserweights.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So.
But now, then getting to the last match is Braun versus Brock.
We also forgot one of the biggest matches on the show.
I'm not talking about the pre-show match.
No. John Cena versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, I was gonna get to it after. But yeah, okay. Let's do it now.
It wasn't the main event, man.
Let's do it now then.
Even though it kind of felt like the main event.
I felt like it, honestly. I was looking forward to the main event, and this one has the two on the card the most. I think this one lived up to my expectations better.
I think this blew my expectations because I didn't know what to expect between these guys. I honestly expected that, if John Cena won, that this was going to be a program. If Roman Reigns won, John Cena was taking time off immediately. I think that was my...
And it seems like he's metaphorically passed the torch, and if you watched Raw talk afterwards, he kind of got almost a little choked up about it.
Well, he also said that if there was a mythological torch, it wasn't passed, he took it.
Yeah, which is a better way of explaining it.
And I do like John Cena's mentality when he said, I'm just not going to go out there and step aside for anybody. If they want my spot, they can take it from me.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an easy... I like that mentality.
Absolutely.
The one thing I will say about John Cena is that he was complete. This is exactly why when Michael Cole said he might be one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time, that performance solidified that for me.
Yeah. As much as I make fun of him over the years, 5 moves of doom and all that, respect the hell out of him.
Yeah. That guy made Roman Reigns look like $1 million while looking like $1 million as well.
It was several $1 million in the ring.
The one thing with Roman Reigns is he didn't get elevated per se by John Cena, but he established himself with John Cena.
Legitimately as the guy.
And I truly believe now, and I actually go back to something I said too a couple weeks ago. I don't think this was necessarily Vince's, okay, we're going to put these two guys in and see if the fans are going to reject both. I think he actually put one against the other to see if they would choose one over the other. And then, okay, you like this guy, okay, I just made you cheer John Cena voluntarily, or I just made you cheer Roman Reigns voluntarily.
Yeah.
And I think what Roman Reigns didn't have, John Cena has people booing him the same way Kurt Angle, they chant "you suck," because they respect his body of work so much, and that he played such a good bad guy to the point where it was fun to egg him on by chanting that. But now they do it just as a sign of respect.
Yeah.
I think when they say John Cena sucks at his entrance music, it's the same way.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
I think the fans truly respect John Cena, even if they don't want to see him always on top anymore.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns doesn't have that level of respect yet.
Not yet. I think one day he will.
But if you continue to have the type of matches he has, I don't think there's anybody. And not one person. The AJ Styles, whether it's Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, all these guys put Roman Reigns over when they ask him, is Roman Reigns do you carry Roman Reigns? And they say, no, he's that good.
Yeah.
So he has the respect of his peers. So I think it's only a matter of time.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, keep in mind, Cena's been doing this for 15 years.
At an elite level?
Yeah, exactly. So it's about time he finally got the thank you Cena chance.
I was at the WrestleMania in 2002 where he main evented. And that was 15 years ago. He main evented WrestleMania 15 years ago.
Yeah. You were at 2002? You were the one in
No,
Toronto?
sorry, no, that was 2006. Sorry.
Okay.
But I mean,
But still, it's 11 years ago.
yeah, 11 years
that
ago,
was
and he main
against
evented.
Triple H?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was 11 years ago, but
That was 11 years ago, he was the guy.
he was main event. That wasn't his first main event because he main evented with JBL.
I don't know if you call that one a main event, because I think it was Triple H versus Batista that year. But still, he was a semi-main. He was there.
Yeah, I mean, SmackDown has a main event, Raw has a main event. But, I mean, he was a main event of the SmackDown part of that show.
Yeah.
But...
And then the next year against Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And then the next year he was...
Wasn't that a triple threat, too? With
Yeah, I mean,
Edge and
Big Show. And then the year after that, it was 2009. That was...
Well, 2009 was what year? Or what WrestleMania?
I can't remember. 25. 25, yeah, 26 was 2010. So 25, he was against... I can't remember.
No.
But anyways. But he's on main events in WrestleMania against Batista. He's closed the show out against Triple H.
That might have been the
Michaels.
Batista one.
Batista was 2010. I know that. It was 26. I can't remember what he did in 25.
Well, in 2009, who won the Royal Rumble?
2009, Randy Orton. It was Randy Orton versus Triple H in that six-man tag. With if anybody on Triple H's team lost, then Randy Orton would be the heavyweight champ.
Oh, and that was with Legacy and the McMahons?
Yeah.
So, was he
2000
not against, Was that not Umaga and Lashley, too, that year?
That might have been, 25. It was either 25 or 24. Let's take a look. Wikipedia! Here we go. It looks like Cena's on the front, right at the front and center. But I mean, that makes sense. He's always on, right? Results. Come on. The Colognes beat Miz and Morrison.
I want to say he probably
Punk
had a
won Money in
match
the
with...
Bank, second time.
I want to say maybe Triple H again. Maybe it's
Oh, no. I guess it was 2009. It was Cena versus Edge and Big Show.
Okay.
Who was it? 2008?
No, because we're talking about 2000. 2006 was Triple H. 2007 was...
HBK.
Yeah.
2008. Looking it up. It's gonna bug me.
Well, I mean... But either way...
That might have been Orton.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was.
Yeah, it was a triple threat. Randy Orton versus John Cena and Triple H.
Yeah.
There he goes. Anyways.
But yeah, anyway, no, I mean...
Elite level. Very elite.
What was weird about this match was the one thing we always hated about John Cena matches was that opponent X would always give John Cena everything they have.
Yeah.
And then John Cena would just boom, hit him with what he has, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
This happened completely against John Cena.
It was different. Especially that spear that turned into almost Reigns DDTing himself. Crazy. Looked awesome.
Like, the one on the table?
Yeah. Looked awesome.
But no, I mean, 4 AAs?
Yep.
The Super AA?
Yeah.
He hits one AA and then picks him back up and does the other AA, still kicks out, doesn't
Which
know what
I
to
thought
do.
for sure right then it was done.
Yeah.
Again, I thought for sure. They had me.
That was one of the weakest kickouts too by Roman Reigns.
But I think they did that purposely. Like he barely. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. Is he barely kicked out, and suddenly, Superman punch spear. It's like I get it. You got to hit your moves, but it was just like selling dead, boom, boom, boom. I win.
Yeah.
So that just a little bit of selling and timing. That was the only thing that I thought could have been improved at the end there. Other than that, I loved the match. It was good.
Yeah, it was definitely better than I thought it was.
So yes,
Cool.
main event.
Yeah. Now it's the main event.
Now it's the main event.
Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman. About probably 12 minutes.
Still, it was better than I thought. I mean, Brock actually acted a little afraid at times. Got his suplexes in. They got
I
like
honestly
6 or 7 outside.
didn't like how quick the finish was.
Yeah, that. I mean, again, it's the same thing. That's the only thing I was a little like. The match itself I liked, but the end is just.
I would have loved to see a little bit more carnage.
Yeah. But again, it's the same for a few of the matches that from the pay-per-view. It's just everything's good until the end, and you're like, meh. So, but again, I liked it. I would like to see them again. I'd like to see them go longer. But I also like maybe another triple threat or something with maybe a Roman or someone in there that Brock can sell more.
Well,
and
we also have Joe coming back soon.
is he hurt?
Oh yeah.
Really? What happened?
Well, I thought he hurt his it was either his shoulder or forearm or something.
Huh. Apparently, I miss all of these. But anyways, yeah, I guess that match is just the length. That's the only thing I really wish was longer,
But
better, whatever.
I mean, overall, it wasn't a bad show.
No, it wasn't a bad show at all. I was not.
I feel
upset
like we
with it.
forgot a match.
We missed the pre-show.
No, but I feel like we missed a match on the.
Nope.
No, I feel like we missed one match. I don't know.
First match was the Intercontinental.
Yeah, and second, Bray and Finn.
Oh yeah, we did miss one.
I fucking knew it. And Finn wore new gear.
Like a baby bluish gray.
Yeah, it was a little different.
It was a little different.
I actually didn't mind it though.
I actually had Bray picking a win up on this one because I thought they were going to continue the feud, and that didn't happen.
I thought they were going to end the feud, and that didn't happen.
I thought it was over.
No.
Last I saw on Raw,
After
was
the-
Goldust versus...
Yeah, but after that, you had the whole world in your hands thing.
Oh. So apparently the parts of Raw I don't remember.
Yeah.
What else was new? ISCTE, so whatever.
It's also 3 hours of Raw.
That's very true.
So
But yeah, that match was alright. I mean, it did what it had to do.
I thought
I don't like the fact, this is just a personal thing. I don't like the fact that Bray Wyatt is the WWE, like, push guy. He gets everybody over the hump, gets them solidified, moves them on to something else, and he just kind of stays there floundering.
Well,
He's a former WWE champion.
I also, and we'd all question, as much as we love to see Bray as champion on SmackDown, we all questioned how he was treated as champion.
Yeah. I just feel like he's not given a fair chance.
No. The one thing, I kind of have this, if you want to see more trades between Raw and SmackDown, I think it's in Raw's best interest to bring Harper and Rowan back over and put them with Bray Wyatt, especially if you're doing the Miztourage, if you have a possible Shield reunion. And then when you think about it, you have Finn Balor and Gallows and Anderson.
There's 4 3-man groups.
And I think if you were to make a trade with, I don't
know, MPW will bring up Tag Struggle?
No. Gotta be realistic here.
Okay.
They can't afford us.
That's true.
I mean, they can't even afford Pyros. How can they
That's
afford
true.
the Struckalicious ones?
That is very true.
However, but I mean, I just look at a couple guys, and even maybe, would you honestly be okay watching the Bar on SmackDown?
Oh, yeah. Putting them in there with the Usos?
So, trading the Bar for Rowan and Harper, and maybe like another trade just so it looks like it evened out, and I'm putting air quotations on that because right now I would say the Bar are, higher talents.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think all 4 of those guys would flourish if you brought back the original Wyatt family.
Yep.
Especially if you brought back the Shield, you brought in the frickin' the Bullet Club version in WWE.
You can call it the Balor Club. I mean, he already calls himself the Balor Club. They call themselves the Club or the Good Brothers.
With AJ.
Yeah.
With AJ, they were called the Club.
Exactly. So call it the Balor Club.
Huh.
Sure. It'd be kind of funny watching those four.
And there were 3 of the original Bullet Club members. So
and I think it'd be hilarious if you had the 4 3-man teams there try to persuade Braun Strowman to join one of their teams because they see, like, say, the Wyatt family starts to do it and the other 3 try to do it as well, and he just says screw it and tries to lay all of them out. I think that'd be entertaining as hell.
Well, also think about the trio that you could also possibly see in Braun, Brock, and Joe just to fit in.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying.
But I'm just also saying, because Survivor Series is around the corner.
Yes.
Why not have a 4-way 3-man, like a 12-man tag thing going on with those 4?
I like it.
It'd be a very interesting dynamic.
Yep.
Or
Absolutely.
even pairing them together.
Yeah. 6 on 6.
I mean, Shield and Balor Club against the Wyatts and Mr. Raj.
That would be interesting. Very interesting. Anyways.
That match also didn't do anything for me, the Balor. I did like the beginning because it started off different with Bray Wyatt attacking Finn. I just don't like the fact they go almost to that near, okay, he's gonna go get checked, but then now he doesn't want to. To me, it's just more of okay, he gets attacked, he should almost, don't let him go all the way up the ramp, just kind of.
You know what I would actually like to see?
Stop overdoing it.
Him go all the way up the ramp, get checked out. Later on, as say a match finishes, and then him come back out and say, I'm not leaving this ring till this match happens.
Well, and that's the thing, because they even acknowledged it. Corey Graves acknowledged that, saying he could always go back, get checked out, and then we can have this match later tonight.
Yeah.
So, why don't they just do that?
I mean, when's the last time that happened? I'm sure it's happened before, but it's been a while.
But at the same time, like, don't, tease and tease and tease, and then just, like, literally go through with it, or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
And that's kind of...
That's all we have to say about that.
I think next week we should try to predict what TLC is.
I like it.
Have kind of like what we think TLC should be.
I like it. We can do it for sure.
Because I'm more actually curious about TLC right now than I was about No Mercy.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
I kind of like how No Mercy kind of sets up.
I like the fact that there's 2 guys that say they want to go after the Universal Championship, but they're off doing other things now because they got sidetracked. It's like showing that people want it, but they got to do other things first.
Yeah.
I like it.
But at the same time, they're not the only ones. I mean,
No.
Like I said, we still gotta take in what Samoa Joe is, because Samoa Joe, I just am curious to see where he fits back in, and I think a triple threat between Brock, Braun, Joe makes a lot of sense for TLC.
Yeah.
That is if Joe can go.
Yeah, that'd be good. So, also, there's a rumor that change of topic. Rumor that there might be a women's Royal Rumble in 2018.
I don't think they have enough people yet.
If you have both brands, I think you could. It wouldn't be a 30-woman one.
No,
but I think you could have.
Now, is it going to be over the top?
I would assume so.
Because they usually like to do eliminations through the ropes too.
I think with the amount of the talent of women nowadays, I think you could for sure.
But then again, like, if you count some of the NXT exclusions for just one-offs, I think you might actually be able to do 30.
Even if you don't do 30, what if you do 20? I think there's, 7 and 7 on each brand. It's 14. I mean, with Paige coming back, she's training again.
Well, that'd be at the time to bring her back.
Yeah, absolutely. And then...
and then you have some for, like, Summer Rae, Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
These girls who don't really do anything.
Never do
I mean,
anything.
Lana technically can get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. You have enough, I think, there's 14 on that you see regularly.
I think there might be actually...
A few more?
I think there's more.
But either way, I mean, you could even have, like, a Nikki come back for a one-off there. Why not?
Well, I mean, like, obviously, because, like, how many girls are on Raw right now? Because we obviously saw 5 in the 5-way. Then we have Asuka. Then we have Mickie James. So that's already 7. Yeah, and Dana. So that's 8 right there. And then on SmackDown, well, I mean, we got Natalya. We got Naomi. We have Charlotte, Becky.
Carmella. What's
Tamina.
Tamina.
And then Lana, which is 7 there. Maria could have been, but she's announced that she got pregnant.
Actually, keeping with that, Maria could do it, but she's also pregnant.
What did I say?
I thought you said...
I'm pretty sure I said Maria.
Anyway, I thought you said Maurice. Anyways,
well, they're both knocked up.
Yeah. Point is, Maurice and Maria can't do it because they're both pregnant.
Yeah. The only thing is, if you're gonna do a women's Royal Rumble, don't have James Ellsworth going in.
No. Or have him go in and just get the shit kicked out of him.
No, don't even include him. Have him getting murdered by Braun.
What about a returning Santina?
No. He can't wrestle anymore.
What about returning Beth Phoenix?
I don't know if she would actually do it. She might.
What about bringing back someone like...
I would say try to bring back Trish.
Yeah. That would work.
But I don't know if I would do that for a Rumble. I think I'd do that for an actual match.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a few chicks from NXT that you could definitely do the one-offs, like the Nikki Crosses, the Ember Moons,
Yep.
the Peyton, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce.
Even Liv Morgan.
I mean,
I think she'd be good enough to do it.
Yeah, and I think you can get 8 and 8, so you're already looking at 24, couple surprises.
Yeah.
You might be able to do 30.
Yeah, even if you just do like a 20 instead because there's less of them and just bring 1 or 2 up, I think it's very doable. Yeah, so, I mean, I'd watch it.
And then you got the 4 horsewomen, like some of them.
The new ones, yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Have a big old standoff, and that's where it starts. Leads to a Mania match between 8 of them.
Could be something.
Yeah. Let's see, we'll go from there. Cody and Brandy have been invited to Starrcade live event. Apparently they haven't responded to that.
Cody and Brandy also decided to check out the sighting of Monday Night Raw with a few other friends.
The Young Bucks, Marty Scurll, Hangman Page, welcome back.
Yeah.
And then Cody and Brandy did a little BC invasion party a la DX.
Yeah.
It was...
Except no tank. No tank. They had a nice limo, though.
Nice limo. I love the fact, if you watch it, how they're all doing things like Marty's saying they want Cody's name back.
He wants his umbrella back.
The Young Bucks were telling that they want their friends back.
But they also wanted to say suck it.
Yeah, they wanted to say suck it again.
So they wanted their catchphrases back.
And then Cody
Rhodes... I think it was Hangman who said he wanted his friends back. Wasn't it?
No, because they ended up... Well, I think they both ended up saying...
Just so they all had something to say.
And then Cody Rhodes got up and did the entire speech from Independence Day.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
And there's even a point where Brandy's like no, which one?
It was
one
Matt
of
Jackson.
Yeah,
Is this from Independence Day? Yeah, just let him do it. Yeah. Like, it's just hilarious. Yeah. The amount of fun they're having. You can tell you want to be there to witness it because it looks like a blast.
Just saying. This could be a thing.
It definitely could be. It definitely could be.
Because now, once did you see any security or anything like that get involved?
No, not until I guess they got told to leave the lot. So they got their stuff in. They were there for, I think, a good hour at least.
Yeah. But...
and keeping with that, Cody signs an exclusive deal with ROH.
Yeah.
And he can still work New Japan. And a couple other places, but I mean, good for him.
And here's the thing about that one. Ring of Honor and WWE easily have a working relationship. This is not a secret.
That's true.
So just because Cody has a deal with Ring of Honor doesn't mean he can't be used on WWE.
Yeah.
It's a talent exchange. Jerry the King Lawler actually said in a podcast that a reason why a lot of people don't actually work for work for other shows by WWE is because the amount of hassle to get them there is too much for one independent company, because you not only have to pay a standard fee to WWE to use them, you got to pay the talent a standard fee as well. On top of that, you have to make sure that they have no obligations by WWE on that date, and therefore also they don't have any obligations with, you know, everything else, because you're on the road 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You get 2 days with your family. A lot of people might not say no.
Yeah.
And this is kind of going to the whole AJ Styles working the independent show.
Yeah. He does a little one-off of the independent show. In his backyard, basically.
More or less. Yeah.
And keeping with that, Daniel Bryan's still touting a return to wrestling. Do you think that's inappropriate for being a general manager? I know it's just a figurehead, whatever.
No, because I truly think he's at that level where he could say and do anything, and all he's going to do is get a stern warning or slap on the wrist.
And then if he has to leave, he'll just leave and go do it?
Well, I mean, didn't he pretty much already say that?
He's going. He's going to start, whether it's after his contract comes out or whatever.
He got away with saying a lot of crap on Talking Smack.
That is very true, and it made it more fun. It
made
it more interesting.
Still one of the best shows that WWE never lets.
And keeping with the WWE stuff like that, they actually sent out a survey for fans of what could potentially be seen in the future. And I have a list here in picture forms. Let's see here. Stuff that you could potentially see. New reality shows, local tournaments, so like kind of like the UK tournament, but maybe for Canada or for Australia, Mexico, whatever stuff like that. WWE director's cuts, like WWE Legends, like stuff like that.
I want to see more Table for Threes with modern talent.
Yes.
That's what I personally want to see.
One of the things on here that you could check that you want to see more of, Ring of Honor. You could actually see more old school or current stuff. That actually might be on the network soon.
Oh.
And there it is there. How about that?
Goes to what I was saying.
Other promotions, stuff like ICW, Progress,
Evolve.
New Japan. New Japan's one of the options.
Well, why do you think WWE is working a lot of Japan?
Yeah. More live event house shows like the Starcade. Audio channels, so there's like more podcast stuff. Things like that. Original scripted comedies. Like, apparently, was it WWE Roast, Southpaw Regional Wrestling, or WWE version of The Office was an option. That would be interesting, because guys like Rusev, who tweeted out, "I'd just like to announce that Lana and I are pregnant." Not. That's hilarious. Guys like
Dean Ambrose?
Dean Ambrose on there would be hilarious. Guys like Prince Pretty, who does this Photoshop thing that shows Carmella and the Chinless Wonder are expecting a child. And he just posts, haha. That's hilarious. I think they could do something with that for sure.
I'd totally expect him to have something where him and Deputy Dango are going to have a baby dog.
Yeah.
Actually, I do think that should be something they do. Is
Absolutely.
have a Chihuahua or something be like their
big
police dog.
Yeah, it's a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Special live events, one-time live events for unique locations, as we talked about. Original scripted comedies.
And feel free to say we want Tag Struggle.
Yeah. Original scripted dramas. More different kinds of tournaments, like maybe WWE versus NXT kind of things, lucha tournaments, Queen of the Ring, etc., etc. TV 14 in-ring shows, kind of like the whole Kevin Owens thing that he's been doing recently. A lot more stuff like that. And also list TNA, historic and new programming from them.
Now,
which I find interesting.
Do you think they're going to get the library?
I think if they have an asking price and Anthem's like, well, we want to get rid of it, so I think so. I think it's possible.
Did you hear the last part of that whole thing? So apparently the sale from Anthem and GFW never got completed.
Oh, okay.
So with Jeff Jarrett actually, stepping away, he still owned the rights to GFW. Therefore, if the sale wasn't completed, Anthem cannot use the Global Force Wrestling moniker. The initials are named. So that is why they went back to Impact.
Gotcha.
Now, apparently, with Anthem being a Canadian, or not Anthem, it's I think it might have been Anthem actually, but the reason why Bound for Glory is in Canada, apparently I believe it was Anthem is a Canadian operated business.
Interesting.
And there actually is a report that they want to make Impact Wrestling a Canadian company.
That would be interesting. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Now, if Scott D'Amore is involved in this, I would not be surprised.
I believe he is the booking as of right now.
So, yeah.
Well, it'd be interesting to see where it goes for that. I know that Flow Sports is suing WWN, or World Wrestling Network, over financial misrepresentation. There's a big thing going on with that. They have things like FIP and I think they have Shimmer and Evolve.
Full Impact Pro? Or...
Yeah, Full Impact Pro down in Florida.
Yeah.
They have a couple of guys. I guess they were trying to do something with Flow Sports that's like the WWE Network, and it just has not gotten off the ground. Mm-hmm. And WWN basically lied about what they can do or haven't done it yet. So they're being sued over that. DDT Wrestling, that's the one that has that super heavyweights international anytime championship that Joey Ryan always seems to have. And that they're over there wrestling against, like, you know, a bunch of guys in ginches and a bunch of blow-up dolls stuff. They apparently just made strides to become New Japan's biggest rival with a new deal with some tech company. So I guess they're like the second biggest company in Japan now. They went from kind of like an independent, like, I wouldn't say Ring of Honor, because I guess they were a little smaller than that, but suddenly now they're like quite a big name.
Well, yeah, we got to see how that takes off too.
Oh, absolutely.
They have a lot.
They'd have a lot of work to actually eclipse New Japan at this point. But they're making strides, which will be interesting for the Japanese wrestling scene coming up.
Yeah.
And second last thing I have on here is Bully Ray was hospitalized after a vicious table shot by one of the Briscoe brothers at Death Before Dishonor, or Death Dish. And yeah, so he's actually contemplating some retirement now because he's having some pretty bad symptoms of concussions, which I think is it's unfortunate, but it was an unprotected table shot that was pretty vicious. I mean, I'm sure you saw it too, but it was kind of gross. It just corner of the table clipped him right in the top of the head there, and yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
No. What were you reading there?
I was checking out the SmackDown.
Gotcha.
Results.
I have one here that I was actually told by Mike the Ref yesterday while I was doing some commentary on. Also, whatamaneuver.net. Get all our t-shirts. Vintage OWE and original struggle shirts. Onesies. Tank tops. Sweaters.
Hoodies,
yeah. Yeah. And then, also, the Edmonton Sports Podcast Network. Check it out. It's got all 41 previous episodes of this. It's got other stuff. I don't really know what else it has. We're the main thing. That's all that matters. And we're also, you can find us on, Google Play, iTunes, Podbean, YouTube. Find us all over the place.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
We're everywhere. We're a little bit of all right.
Yeah, we're kind of a big deal.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, if you played cards and somebody has, a heart, chances are you can pull out the big deal card because you'll see us on there.
Yeah. I'm the Ace of Spades. No, I'm not.
I'm
the Ace of Diamonds.
Or the instruction manual because we can tell you how to play the game, buddy.
Actually, I was going to say we're the Jokers because there's two cards, but we're the ultra rare ones that everyone likes but no one ever uses.
Yeah.
Also, now this one I want to bring to your attention. Talking with Mike the Ref yesterday. New Christian-based promotion is looking to open in 2018.
Which I also want to say, the fact that you never, ever want us to do anything together, screw you.
Yeah, you're kind of a dick for that.
Homo.
But point is, an Edmonton-based Christian wrestling promotion is trying to take off for 2018. Now, should we dress as Satan and go crash this party?
Well, I'm already named Perish.
Exactly.
I mean,
I feel like if this thing becomes a thing,
do we even have
should
to
destroy
dress
this thing.
up?
That's a good point.
Or, I guess I could call the guys homos there if they, wouldn't like it.
That's
Blasphemy.
true. God is fake. God isn't real. I think that would be entertaining as balls.
Yeah. Just dress up as every fictional character that we can think of.
Okay.
Or just get everyone that we know to dress up as fictional characters.
Are we talking fictional as in just random or like biblical?
Biblical.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I call, shit, I wish I knew more characters. Noah! I'm gonna have an ark.
I was gonna be like, I just dress up as the Ark.
Oh, that'd be good. I can go inside you!
I'm like, no, quit it.
Stop it.
I'm not sexually identifying myself as property.
Well, it's too damn bad. It's happening. I'm inside you.
And all of a sudden, we just caused a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's what we're good at.
Well, exactly. Now, are they going to bring in Christian? Just saying, legit question.
Or are they going to bring in someone like the $1 Million Man who's also a pastor? I don't know.
So not Virgil.
No, not Virgil. Maybe they'll bring in Janetti. Oh. He's born again. Born again alcoholic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note,
where can we find you coming up, bud? Pretty much the same as last week.
October 7th, MPW is the next show. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of all right.
That's going up quick, eh?
Yeah, that's about, a week and a half away.
Yeah.
So.
We also have a little event ski going on before that.
Oh, yeah.
Got a little reading books to little kids in schools.
Yeah.
Legally too. We're not just like going in and randomly reading and freaking people
No,
out.
legally we're allowed to read as well.
Well, yeah, I mean that's our given right.
So, yeah.
But yeah, we're doing a little appearances here and there before the show, and
the headline is also joining us for that.
That'll be good. It'll be good to have him back.
Yeah, we're gonna have 3 people reading books. Should be interesting. Which means, we all have the day off.
Hell yeah!
So that day is gonna get saucy real quick.
Dirty dozens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for now, October 7th, that's the next show.
That's where I'll be as well.
So, we'll just advertise that one for now. It's the last stop before Retribution 10.
Retribution 10.
Huh?
Yeah. We're gonna have to Ty Dillinger the fuck out of that.
Well, and we're only 10 episodes from completing our first year.
Crazy how fast this one's gone, eh?
Maybe our next interview will be the 1-year anniversary episode.
Do you think we can get someone at the end of December?
We'll try.
Yeah. It's a pretty busy time of year.
Not really.
Yeah, you're right, it's not.
Yeah. Nothing ever happens in December.
Hanukkah!
Okay, that also happens in January too.
Kwanzaa.
Fuck Kwanzaa.
And Hanukkah never happens in January.
I know.
God. I was gonna say, your Jewish knowledge is terrible. Not that mine's any better.
No, I'm just seeing if I can get that one past you.
Nope.
Gotta test you, brother.
Brother.
So.
And Big Show Nasty brother, we miss you. I thought about calling him. He is awake. You want to call him?
Well, maybe not on the podcast. We gotta end this one. So
Okay, fine.
we can just prank call him after.
Okay.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for episode 42.
42!
Yeah. Sweet!
Well, that sounds a struggle.
Yeah. I am questioning my morning erection.
Considering it's almost 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, I'm questioning it too. And I am intimately staring at it. Because we are real.
And
Well, it's real.
yeah, it's real.
But most importantly,
It's spectacular.
yes, it is.
I just don't know why it happens. It's a mystery.
Priapism.
I don't know.
Look that up.
Should I change my underwear?
Whatever.
Later, bitches.
Yeah.
When your heart's pounding out of your chest, you can feel the thing shaking as you're running out of breath. If you're ready to rock, we'll just let it rock.